in today's world, knowledge is everywhere and knowledge is everything as well. We have so many tools available in market, like we have that make use of that knowledge, and after that can be imparted to the larger audience that can make use of learnings of the leaders that we have. And the tools that I'm talking about is we have blogs, we have talk shows as well, we have YouTube's channel as well. But the one platform that I'm going to talk about is podcast. I feel that podcast is one of the most powerful and creative way to broadcast your knowledge, and at the same time that knowledge can be utilized by everyone else who is watching. So when I got this opportunity to do the podcast as a part of my level 4 project 2 electives, I grabbed it with both my hands. And this happened right after I delivered my last speech, which was managing the difficult audience. And I was in office just scrolling through the Toastmasters website and was checking what my next project would be. And then I saw there it was, electives. So for those who do not know, in electives you can choose from multiple options that are given. And I saw podcast. And I thought that this is something that I want to do. I was doing that in office, by the way, during my lunch time. I got so pumped up that I decided on the topic as well. So the two topics crossed my mind. One was fitness and other was the leadership. I decided to choose the latter one, the leadership, because I wanted a little more perspective on that subject. And that pump that I had at that point of time, I decided that I'll do the second thing also. I'll decide on the guest. So I opened my phone, I scroll my contacts and decided the guest without even telling that person. So that person doesn't know that he is going to be the guest for my podcast. And then I decided I should contain this information to myself, let the idea get marinated, let me sync up with this idea that I want to do the podcast. And then after 2-3 days, I decided that it's time that the person should know that he or she is going to be the guest. Then I opened my phone, opened my WhatsApp and started typing, "Hey Rajdeep, you are going to be the guest for my podcast." And then I realized that it is not a formal way to ask, right, anybody. And when I was thinking about it, that I think I should not just force him into this and maybe ask him. Then I saw the blue ticks. Now he has read this already. Then I did a courtesy of calling him. And then I started giving all the outlines that this is the podcast that I'll do. These are the set of questions, probable set of questions that I might ask. And very graciously towards the end of the discussion, he said, "I'll do that." Very, very thankful to you for that. You said yes that day. And that actually led me to think about my third point that I need to think. That was the venue. Now, the first thing I was clear about that podcast was that I was not going to do online. And for those who know me a little bit, you will understand how important it is for me for everything to be aesthetically pleasing. So, my search for the venue started. And I started calling Starbucks, Bagel Cafe, everything that was around my township, my locality. And there were so many challenges that were involved. You have to call to people, you have to negotiate with them, and also make them understand that you want to do it. And in that process, one thing I knew that I want to do in the morning or maximum by afternoon, because the footfall would be lesser and I don't want to get disturbed and don't disturb. I don't want to disturb the people as well. So I was after Rajdeep's life, basically, that I want to do it ASAP, as soon as possible. Because sir decided to go on a vacation. And I was talking to all the venues and we were about to finalize it. But then if you have worked with any of the celebrities, you will know that how difficult it is to get the time. And we did everything in a capacity, Rajdeep and I, but we could not do that as per our initial plan. And Rajdeep went for his vacation for 10 days. But those 10 days gave me a lot of clarity, a lot of time to think and to streamline my process. And one great thing that happened at that point of time is that a new cafe got opened. So the cafe owner now was not asking me any money as well. So I went to the cafe owner and just talked about all my idea, the podcasting and everything, and they said that they will do free of cost. So best thing that has happened in that 10 days was this. And but after all that planning, all the things that I was doing, on the day of podcast, there were so many challenges that came. One was that the AC was not working. The second was that they were actually not able to open the cafe at my time. So we had to wait like another 1.5 hours in the sun, in the car though. So now Rajdeep was back from his vacation, and on 15th August we did the podcast. Now talking about the podcast was on leadership lead, and it talks about what it takes for somebody who wants to move from an individual contributor role or technical role to move to the leadership role. So I'll share a few of the takeaways with you. The first takeaway is that the process is always organic. It is always a cumulative effort of what you are doing on daily basis and how much you are enjoying your work. The second takeaway from that is that the role would be challenging. But whatever you are doing, even coming to Toastmasters is challenging. So choose your heart. The challenges will differ here, as now you have to deal with a lot of conflict management, stakeholder management, people management, and for that, communication plays a very important role. And when I say communication, it is not just about one-way communication. It is also about listening and responding, two-way dialogue delivery. And the third takeaway is that the number of years and the designation, it doesn't matter. All it matters is what value you are bringing on the table, how much you are enjoying your work, and that happens when you take control of your skill. And as important as technical skill is, it is also very important to work on your behavioral skill. I had a great deal of learning from that podcast, and it is one of the most interesting project that I have done, because it doesn't even just give you the skill to improve your communication where you are just delivering a speech. It's a two-way discussion between both the parties, and it also gives you a perspective of how you plan things, the operational challenges, and what you have to do if it goes wrong at the last moment, and which goes beyond Toastmasters. So I feel that whenever somebody has this opportunity to take it as a project, please do that, because it was quite enriching experience, it was quite fulfilling experience. And now I would play that teaser, that DTS that I have created, which is of 2 minutes here in the club in my phone, because obviously the internet is not working. And we have a full-fledged 40 minutes of discussion on YouTube, that and the link of which I'll share later on. So if anybody who's interested in navigating the role from your individual contributor, technical role to a leadership role, I feel that the podcast is going to be very useful, and it is fire. It is so good. So please watch it. Now I'm going to play that 2 minutes of video for you. Thank you so much. So I